Hello YouTube and welcome to the Credit Boom channel. My name is Angel and I come to you guys once a week on Mondays to discuss everything related to credit education. It is my passion and goal to show and teach everyone how credit works. No schools, no universities have ever taught credit. So I'm taking that responsibility, guys, to show you the struggles that I went through with my credit so you don't have to. Guys, please hit that subscribe button, that like button, and that notification bell. This helps me to reach out to a greater audience and to help this channel grow. In today's video, we're going to be discussing how to buy a house or a home with a low credit score. Guys, this week I came up with this video because one of the viewers requested some information on how to buy a house with credit. And this is why I came up with this video. All right, guys, so there's going to be two different mortgages or loans that we're going to be dealing with when it comes to buying a house or purchasing a home. You have FHA loans and you have conventional loans. FHA is backed by the government. Conventional is considered private lending or regular banks. Now, there's pros and cons on both mortgages, FHA or conventional. But at the end of the day, when you ask yourself, what's the best loan out there for home mortgages? It really depends on your current situation. Everybody's situation is different. You have to analyze and review what's available to you and make the best choice for yourself and your family. Okay, guys, so let's talk about FHA loans. FHA, Federal Housing Administration. This was set up many years ago to allow or give the ability for people to buy a home. The American dream, guys, is to buy a house. So the government added this program to make it easier for the individual that wants to buy a house to buy a house. So when you get an FHA loan, it pretty much tells the banks, hey, this mortgage is being backed by the government. Don't worry if they default, we'll take care of you. And this is where FHA came from. Now, there's rules and regulations with FHA. FHA makes it easier to obtain the loan if you have a lower credit score. Now, these are the guidelines. One of the guidelines is less money out of pocket. Usually an FHA loan is required to give 3.5% down payment of the value of the property that you're trying to purchase. To get an FHA with 3.5% down, your credit score needs to be at least 580 or above. Now, those that have less than 580, I'm talking about 500 to 579, you still can get an FHA loan, but it requires a 10% down payment of the value of the property. One of the other criteria for FHA is it's designed for first-time home buyers. Now check this out. This is a hidden gem, guys. If you haven't owned a home for the past 3 years, guess what? You're considered a first-time home buyer. Is that great or what? Now, one of the requirements of an FHA loan, it does require mortgage insurance. This is an additional expense to your principal and interest, which is your home mortgage payment. Then you have your taxes. Then you have your homeowner's insurance. And then home mortgage insurance is another additional expense that's combined into your monthly mortgage payment, which is the downside of the FHA mortgage. It requires a mortgage insurance, and then this payment has to be paid throughout the lifeline of the mortgage term, which is 30 years most of the time. FHA loans, less money out of pocket, great benefit for first-time buyers, easier to obtain and get approved. It's more focused on individuals with a low credit score. You're going to have a higher monthly payment, and you're going to end up paying more for the property on the long term. Now, guys, let's talk about conventional loans. Conventional loans are a little bit more difficult to obtain. They're considered private lending or banks, and they're not required to have mortgage insurance. What I mean about more difficult to obtain is that based on your credit score, their terms are more flexible on what you can have as far as options and interest rates. Now, the higher your credit score, the less interest you'll pay. The lower your credit score, the higher interest you will pay. Now, if you are a first-time buyer and you're going to utilize the conventional loan method, you can do it as low as 5% down, okay? Just remember, the lower the down payment is, the higher the interest rate will be, okay? The lower your credit score, the higher the interest rate will be as well. The only downside by using or utilizing a less down payment is that if the mortgage happens to be more than 80% or more than 78% of the value of the property, the conventional loan option will require you to have a mortgage insurance as well. My personal opinion for me is to try to get a mortgage, or the best option for me is to try to get a mortgage with 20% down. That is my personal preference. Not anybody can get 20%. That's why we have these options of lower down payment. But we have, there's cons to that, which happens to be mortgage insurance. Now, the good news is if you can't come up with the 20% down and you're going in with the 5% down using the conventional mortgage method, as you make your payments and as the value of your property goes up, once the value in your loan, in other words, whatever you owe and whatever the value of the property is after a time, if you're at a 78%, and then you have the option to remove that mortgage insurance. So the only reason why mortgage insurance is put in to begin with is because you're giving less down payment, and the threshold for the banks in general is 20%. They require 20% from you, no mortgage insurance. Anything less than that requires a mortgage insurance. Once the balance is owed and the value of the property rises and you're at a 78% of the value of the house or the property, and then you don't need mortgage insurance, or you can have it removed if you needed mortgage insurance to begin with, okay? So the two options we have, FHA, conventional. FHA loans are easier to get, easier to obtain, but more expensive over time. Conventional loans are more difficult to obtain, but are more flexible in options based on your credit score, and also paying less over time. Guys, this is why I push so much to work on your credit and improve your credit score. The better your credit score, the better the life you will have. Guys, believe me, I know it, I've gone through it, and I'm living it as we speak. Guys, so I hope this information has helped you in any way. Again, my passion and goal is to show and teach everyone about credit, how the credit game works, how we can leverage credit to get what we want, to buy that car we want, to buy that house we want, and to save a lot of money in the interim, and to have a better lifestyle, guys. I love you guys. I really appreciate you guys. Guys, please, any comments, leave it in the comments link below. Tell me what you want to hear. If there's a topic that I haven't brought up yet, ask me to talk about it. Did this video based on a viewer request. I have no issues doing what you guys want. I want you guys to control this channel, and I do it for you guys. I want to show value for you guys. I want you guys to learn about credit. I don't want you guys to go through the struggles that I went through, and that's why I'm doing this, guys. I love you again. Can't wait to see you next Monday. Take care.